Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to talk about 7 bad Poshmark habits to avoid. These are things that I see come up constantly in my Posh Boss HQ Facebook group, as well as other Facebook groups, as well as Instagram. And I just kind of have compiled a list for you to kind of help you out and help you run your business more efficiently. Before we get into the video, a couple of you had messaged me asking me about the Posh Boss stickers. You can see. But I will have these linked down below for you. They are great gifts or great to put on your laptop or your car. I do have pink, black, and white. And if you buy the Posh Boss sticker, you will get the self-made sticker for free right now. Just a little special that I'm doing for my YouTube viewers. So these will be linked down below. You can also get this in black or white. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that because I had gotten some emails about it. Also, if you did not see my last video, I will have that link down below as well. But I mentioned that I am starting a brand new Facebook group for 2021. If you cannot tell, my brain has just kind of checked out of 2020 and we are just moving forward into the new year. But definitely check out my new Facebook group. It is called Full-Time Freedom. I'm going to be sharing business tips, Poshmark tips, all kinds of things to help you establish multiple streams of income. I feel like 2020 has really taken a toll on a lot of people, and a lot of people are wanting to kind of expand their business, expand their streams of income. And so I created the Facebook group to help with that. I will link it down below so that you can join. I will be putting out a training video, the first training video for the group this week. So make sure that once you're in the group that you check it for announcements, and make sure to check daily just because Facebook doesn't always show people every post that I make. And if you want to see the post, make sure you like them or comment or interact with them, just so Facebook knows that that's the kind of content that you're interested in seeing on your Facebook. So before we get into the tips, I would like to hear from you in the comments and let me know, what is your least favorite thing about Poshmark? What is your you can't stand doing it, it's keeping you from running your business? What is your least favorite thing about Poshmark? Leave it down in the comments below for me. So let's get into the video. So the first bad habit that I see a lot of people practicing, or a mistake they're making, is that they are being a perfectionist. And this is something that I struggle with as well. But there comes a point where you just have to kind of accept the fact that done is better than perfect. If you try to be a perfectionist in everything that you are doing, then you're not going to be accomplishing very much, especially if you are trying to list items on Poshmark and you're trying to get a lot done. You kind of just have to just embrace the imperfectionism. So, you know, I see a lot of people trying to do like flat lays and all of these and get everything perfect, and a lot of things just are never going to be perfect, and we have to just kind of accept them. That way you will be able to get a lot more done, and you will be making a lot more sales and a lot more money. So I do encourage you, you know, simplify your listing process as much as possible, and, you know, figure out a system that works for you to where you can get things listed efficiently. The next bad habit that you should avoid on Poshmark is having a busy background in your photos. You would be so surprised at how much, you know, I just try to keep things very, very simple for myself. But I see a lot of people taking photos and they have like their house in the background, or they're taking them outside on the grass. You know, just try to keep things very, very simple. If you have a white wall in your house, that will look so good for your photos, and it's just very simple. You can get a command hook and put it on your wall, or if you use a mannequin, that works too. But just a very, very simple background will go so far and will help you make sales. People really just want to see the item. They, you know, they don't really care about it being in a flat lay or being styled or anything like that. They really just want clear, clean, crisp photos of your item. So if you do not have a white wall in your house, you can absolutely buy very affordable backgrounds off of Amazon. They're photography backgrounds. I have some linked in my Amazon storefront, which I will put down below in the description box for you. But it's just a very, very cheap way to kind of make your photos much better quality. Also, you know, your lighting is going to play into that as well. I have everything linked in my Amazon storefront that I use. But you know, if you can't purchase lighting right now, you can also use natural lighting, but you just need a very clean, crisp background so that your item will be able to be seen by your customer. The next bad habit that you should avoid is not steaming your clothing. I see people do this all the time, and you know, it looks like their items were just kind of picked up off of their bedroom floor, and that's just not a very professional way to sell your items. And also, you are not going to get as much for your items if you're not taking just a few seconds to run your steamer over it. If you don't have a steamer, I'll link the one that I use down below, or you can go to Walmart, or you know, just something very, very simple to get the wrinkles out of your clothes, especially if you're shopping at the bins or a thrift store, and then you know, you put the clothes into bags and they get wrinkled that way as well. So you really want to steam and process your clothing just to make it look nicer in the photos, and you are going to make exponentially more money and exponentially more sales just from putting this little bit of effort into making your items look better. The next bad Poshmark habit that you want to avoid, you want to avoid obsessing about your old inventory. And this probably comes up on a daily basis with people talking about relisting things. And I think I mentioned the copy listing feature in a video a couple days ago, and someone commented saying, oh, but it'll come up as a new listing after 60 days. So that's really a lot to keep track of, trying to figure out if your items have been listed over 60 days or not. Especially, you know, if you're trying to grow your business and you're trying to list hundreds to thousands of items, you don't have time to sit around worrying about what's been listed over 60 days, how long has something been listed. You know, I just see people worrying about this all the time, and it's just really not something that you should be concerned with. And then people ask me, well, how long do you leave things listed? I don't really pay attention to that. If I notice that something has been sitting a while, I'll maybe lower the price on it. If I notice that it's something that probably should have sold by now, I will retake the photographs and relist it as a completely new item. But I just don't sit around worrying about my old inventory. Your focus really needs to be on listing new items. If you're sitting around worrying about your old inventory, then that's sales that you are losing by not adding new items. So you really don't want to get emotionally attached to your inventory. If you've had something for a while and it's not sold, lower the price on it, retake the photographs, whatever you feel like you need to do. But you don't want to waste time on your old inventory. Your focus, your priority focus always needs to be in listing new items. The more new items that you list, the more sales you are going to make. So, you know, focus on listing new items. Focus on constantly bringing in new items to your inventory, because that is what is going to make you sales, not sitting around worrying about your old inventory or worrying about relisting old inventory. You know, if you want to do a couple things a day, that's fine, but you cannot waste time sitting around worrying about your old inventory, or especially if it's stuff that you bought, you know, when you first started and you didn't really know what you were buying or what you were doing. You just don't want to be worrying about things like that. Okay, so the next thing that you want to avoid doing on Poshmark is paying too much for your inventory. I see this so much, and I think this has a lot to do with why people do get emotionally attached to their inventory, is because they are paying too much for it. So, you know, unfortunately in the resale business, a lot of times what something costs retail is not exactly what you're going to make on it when you are reselling it. Now, there are exceptions to that. Lululemon will sell very close to retail, especially if it's something they don't make anymore or if it's a sold out item. Those items will sell for very close to retail prices. However, when you are out thrifting or ordering things wholesale, you have to be very aware of the cost that you are paying per unit. So, you know, ideally you want to find things at the Goodwill outlet. That is best case scenario, if you can go to the Goodwill outlet and find items to resell, because that way you are not putting much of an investment into items to resell and you are able to buy more items and you do not have such a high cost of goods. Obviously, you cannot get everything that you need to be getting from the Goodwill outlet. So, you know, we have to shop at retail. A lot of people do retail arbitrage. Personally, retail arbitrage is a last resort for me. I do not put a lot of time into doing retail arbitrage just because I know, you know, it's very costly to do retail arbitrage. Your cost of goods is going to be much higher. So, you know, instead of going out and spending $20 to $30 on one item that I could potentially double my money on, I would much rather take that money and go to a thrift store and get multiple items that I can sell for around the same price point. That's going to grow my money exponentially. So if you do retail arbitrage, that's great. If that works for you, that's amazing. Personally, it's just not it's not a huge part of my business model. Now, if I'm out somewhere and I see something on clearance or something like that and I know that I can resell it, then I'll pick it up, but it has to be, you know, within reason. I'm just personally able to find enough things at thrift stores to where retail arbitrage doesn't have to be a main priority for me. So you just want to be very, very careful on how much you are paying for stuff. And just because something is new with tags doesn't mean that it's going to sell for close to the retail price. So I just want to caution you, especially if you are limited on capital or if you are just starting out, you know, ideally you want to keep your cost of goods as low as possible. If you are interested in learning what to source at the Goodwill outlet, I do have my Goodwill outlet guide that I will link down below if you are interested in that, because that is going to be your best case scenario in terms of getting inventory, because that's going to be your lowest cost of goods. The next bad habit that you want to avoid is not including full-length photos of your items. I see this so often when I go to review someone's closet, and usually it's on pants or jeans. I don't know why, but this is usually on pants or jeans, and people do not have a full-length photo of their pants or jeans. They're usually folded up. And you know, I realize it's a pain to take photos, like full-length photos sometimes, but you have to do it. You need at least one full-length photo of the front and one full-length photo of the back. Your customer needs to be able to see the entire item at once, and then that is also going to protect you against people from opening cases against you. If there's a part of your item that's not visible in your photos and somebody claims that there's a stain or a flaw in an item that you don't have photographic evidence for, they're going to win the case because it's their word against yours and they have the item. So that is why you want to take full-length photos of your items. It's going to help you sell more items, and it's also going to protect you in the instance of somebody opening a not as described case against you. You have to take full-length photos of your items to show the entire thing. The next bad habit that you want to avoid on Poshmark is not having enough variety in your closet. So when I first started selling on Poshmark back in 2014, it was just, you know, it was just women's. When I first started, it was just women's. And then a couple years after I started, they added men's and kids, and now they have finally added just a variety of new categories, and they have all of the Posh markets. You want to try to have items to be present in as many of those Posh markets as possible. That way you're going to get more people coming into your closet, and people are going to be more likely to bundle from you, because you have a lot of people who are shopping for their entire family. They don't want to pay over $7 shipping on buying items from individual closets. You want people to be able to buy multiple items from you. So you need to be present in all of the markets, and then you also need to have a variety of sizes. You know, people always ask me about sizes and if I leave things because of size. The answer is no, because people of all sizes need clothing. Everyone from size extra, extra small to plus size. You cannot leave things behind because of what size they are. Everyone needs clothing, and I sell clothing of all different sizes. The small sizes sell, the plus sizes sell, the medium sizes sell. You don't want to leave something behind because of what size it is, but you do want to try and carry a variety of sizes in your closet. Jeans, tops, you know, really anything. You need to be able to carry all different sizes, and then you also need to be carrying items that people don't have to worry about size, like jewelry, accessories, those types of items that people are going to be more likely to bundle from you. That will encourage people to buy more items from you. They're usually called upsells, you know, having those little items like scarves and bracelets and necklaces that people can add on to their purchases. So that way you'll be able to sell more items from them, and they will be more likely to shop with you. Okay, so these are the 7 bad Poshmark habits that you want to avoid. If you guys have any questions for me, as always, leave them down in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video.